just having a quick chat with Carolyn Weldon. She's the producer from A Reason to Leave. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, delighted to be here.
So yeah, can you just give us some background, how you became, your involvement in this film?
Well, I'm the partner of the director.
Yeah.
And because of that, I was involved in the film, in helping with it. We did have a producer initially.
Oh, okay, right.
Who we weren't happy with, and I took over early on and took over the role of producer.
Oh, that's interesting. So initially you weren't really going to be involved?
Not really, not really. Only in supporting Norman, obviously, as his partner, and but then I became very much involved in sorting out everything.
And now it's finished and complete and done. I'm guessing, as talking to Norman and just about every other filmmaker I've ever talked to, they describe this as an addiction. Is it now? Yeah. You've done it, you're going to go on and do it again, no problem?
Yes, and I think also it's something which I would have loved to have done as my career. The trouble is you come to these things later in life and you think, actually, that is really great. I would have really enjoyed it.
You just don't, that's the thing about life though, isn't it?
It is, but then it's been great to have the opportunity now, and also my background is in public relations, so I've got some of the skill set that you have from working like that is actually very, very useful when you're working on a film.
Definitely, because it translates.
It does translate, yes, and also there's so much logistics, there's so much sorting out. Trying to make sure everything happens at the right time, and trying to work with a very small budget as well was challenging. So yes, but in the end, I'm very, very proud of what Norman achieved.
No, it is a great film.
It is. It's a lovely film.
So you've gone in. Forgive me for saying this, newbie. I hate using that's not the term I want, but the producer didn't work. You've taken over the role. You jumped in feet first, literally.
Yes. Literally.
No idea.
No.
But what was the most surprising thing that you came across when you were doing this? Not necessarily the most difficult thing.
The most surprising thing? I think the most surprising thing, never having worked on a film before, was how long it takes to get just one scene. And the attention to the detail and the difference between one take and the next take. And I was staggered by that. Because being loving film and loving watching film, I didn't know how it actually is all put together, and it's incredible the length of time you need just to get something totally right. You might be lucky and get it right first time, but especially when we were filming a scene in a restaurant. Well, we took over the whole restaurant, and it was outside, and we got the extras all there. And we were there, for quite a long time, trying to make sure it all worked. I mean, it looks fantastic, but that was a surprise. I think if you've never been involved in filming, you don't realise how much time it actually takes.
So, as part of your role, would Norman come to you and say, "Okay, I'd like to do this to film," only for you to say, "I like the sound about that. I like the sound of that, but how much is it going to cost?"
Well, there's always an element of that. I mean, we worked out, a lot of it we did before. This was filming in Italy.
Yeah.
So we'd actually negotiated the accommodation, we'd negotiated to use the restaurant, we'd also negotiated the restaurant doing our food for us.
So all the time you're saving money.
Yeah. We were looking at it very closely before we went out, so we didn't have real unexpected costs while we were actually doing the filming, because we knew pretty much. And also it was great because we had a lovely old villa that was our main location. Then we rented another house. We rented about 4 or 5, can't remember now, different places in the village. It's a hilltop village.
Yeah.
But the great thing was you could walk from the main location to the village, to your accommodation. Some people actually lived in the villa that we were also shooting in. So there was an economy of scale. So I didn't have to start thinking we need to bus people in, or I need cars for this, or I've got to go and pick the actors up. It was me sort of turning up, you know, knocking on their doors, saying hop in, and I'll just run them 2 minutes up the road. So
Yeah, but all these little things add up to save money.
yes.
And I don't mean that in a penny pinch way, because to be honest with you, if I was a filmmaker, who wouldn't do that?
Yes, you have to. You have to keep an eye, because it's so easy to spend money, and there are things that you just think you would never have to pay for, but you do.
And then one of the last questions I asked Norm, which I'm going to ask you, is when you saw it on the screen for the big screen, I know you knew what was going on, obviously you saw the edits being put together, but when you actually saw it complete and up there on the screen and you knew you were part of that, can you explain the feeling?
Oh, I was very proud of Norman, and I was very moved, and I just couldn't believe it. You know, I just thought, wow, you know, it really created something good.
And so, and sorry, do carry on.
Right.
And so now with the next film, I suppose the difference is, from the outset you're there, but was before you came in, didn't you? So does that mean the structure has changed in terms of what your role is? Because I suppose it's more all-encompassing from the very beginning.
Well, I'm
involved. I don't know if that makes sense. Sorry.
Yes. I think really this time I will say from the outset I will know exactly what is involved. I know far more about the whole process now.
Yeah.
So I might say, well, actually, I'd rather be the line producer rather than and do a more active role like that. So I might step back a little bit from being the producer and maybe assist the producer or do. I have to think about what role. I mean, obviously, I'm involved in it because we're working on the script, we're working on the package, and I also do the publicity, so I'm thinking about how we're going to do that.
Because you do seem very relaxed and laid, but I'm sure you're very driven, of course. Filmmakers have to be, anything to do with filmmaking. But I always see a producer as person that's spinning plates. So I don't want to take anything away from Norman here.
But that's where the background comes in, of having worked in PR and having like half a dozen clients and trying to keep one happy and this one happy and that one happy and change things and run around. Yes, I get fraught. Yeah,
well, that kind of question is, I mean, how much pressure did you feel? How stressful was it?
It was at times. Purely because, you know, I'm sure, as Norman said, you know, we had a limited number of people working on the film. So you can't be proud about things.
Yeah.
If something needs doing, something needs doing. You know, I went and bought the plants and planted the plants in the baskets all around the restaurant on the afternoon before the shoot. So you're not going, you know, you have to just get on and do it. So one part of the mind is thinking, okay, have we got the schedule for tomorrow and what do we need and this, that and the other, and the other bit saying, oh hell, no one else is going to do it, so you roll your sleeves up and you know, get your trowel out.
Yeah.
So it's fun though.
In hindsight, is there one thing that you wish you'd seen on screen or put in the film that wasn't there and perhaps you discussed? No scenes, you know, any sequences that you think?
No, I think everything's there that should be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you for your time.
You know you're not allowed to do that.
Do you know what the hardest part is? It's that I can't say goodbye to him.
The only thing I'd ever loved was gone for good.
I've just realised I don't even know your name.
It's Harry.
I'm Bethany.
I don't know exactly how many plans for when I get there.
How would you like a new job? My mum owns this massive vineyard in Tuscany where she's staying, so I figured she could do the handwork in the land.
Well, sure, why the hell not?
Nice. Nice coat. This one.
Why do you know what something could be like this outside the UK?
Years later, this place still takes my breath away.
To us.
Friendly.
His name was Harry Webster. He worked for the pub for 15 years and he allegedly was desperate to fund his gambling problem and drinking habit.
What's you been a criminal?
He's a wanted man.
Oh, you never really cared for me.
Are you two sleeping together? Is that it?
He's married.
So was Darren.
Who are you to tell me what to do?
Harry, please!
The thing about drowning is there is a point that you stop fighting it, you accept it, you let yourself sink.
Whatever your reasons for finally leaving are, I want you to know that you can stay here as long as you can work.
So I guess it's not really running away from your problems if you've got somewhere to go to, right?